Stop thinking that everything bad just happens to you and that this is like this is not a normal experience, because it is a normal experience. Everybody goes through something that'll make them feel like crap, and that's okay. Okay, welcome back to another random video. Again, half the time when I make these videos, it's like for myself. So Orooj, this is for you. If a random stranger is watching this on YouTube, then it's for you too, I guess. But today was basically just me talking about a certain topic. Life's been a little bit crazy recently, so I've been wanting to talk about that. I am recording on my iPad, so if the quality is a little bit, I don't really care. It's still top-notch quality. Also, my nails, I always do a really bad job at them, but they're painted, so they look nice for now. I, again, just hit the record button and didn't really have anything that I wanted to talk about. But you know what? Let's talk about what I did today, because it will kind of lean into what I want to talk about. So I had a car servicing appointment today. And again, if you watched one of my previous videos, it was me talking about my social anxiety that I sometimes have, and it sometimes goes away in the sense that it gets better, and then sometimes it doesn't. It starts going backwards when I don't try to help myself or get out of my comfort zone or do something different. So I was kind of going through a bad loop again, where I was staying inside and not talking to a lot of people, and then I was like freaking myself out and psyching myself out, and I'm like, what am I doing? I have things I need to get done, but I'm not doing them because I'm scared. Actually, my brother's been helping me a lot with this, but I was supposed to book a servicing appointment because my car makes a really weird noise when I press the brake. I will probably try to insert a little video somewhere here, but every time I press the brake, not every time, but when I'm speeding up and then I press the brake, or when I just start the car, it goes click click. It just makes that cracking sound, and I don't know if that's safe because something's up with the brakes. I don't know if it's the rotors, I don't know if it's the brake pads, I don't know if it's something else, or the gears changing, I don't know. So I was supposed to get that fixed and call them up and like make an appointment with my, car dealership. But I was putting it off because I was scared, because I didn't want to talk to anybody on the phone. I'm really exposing myself here because someone might be looking at this video and being like, wow, this girl can't even like make a phone call. But anyways, irrational fears, we all have them, hopefully. Not hopefully, we all have them. I know that we do, but we should try to help ourselves. So basically I was too scared to give them a call, and then my brother kind of forced me to, so I gave them a call, and it wasn't as bad as my mind was making it out to be. And I booked an appointment. 2 weeks later, we are here today. So then I went to the dealership all by myself. I went with my car and I did the talking, all that I needed to do, and then they gave me a ride home through an Uber. So I took an Uber by myself for the first time alone as well. In my 22 years of living life, I've never taken an Uber by myself. And I know it's nothing big to some other people, but for me, it's something big. So I did that, and it wasn't bad either. I didn't necessarily talk to the guy, but he was still nice. He did his thing, I did my thing, just staring out the window. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the fact that I've been trying to push myself in different ways compared to before, where I was feeling stagnant, and I felt like I was just, the word I'm looking for is, when you're just living life just to get through with it and just doing anything for the sake of just doing it. There's a word for it. I'm trying to think of what that word is. I think I'll find that word. I'll find that word. But it's basically where you're just okay with things, and you're not trying to push yourself or try something new, and you're just staying stagnant. And I didn't like that. So I went through a whole lot of things where just a lot of thoughts of me being scared of failing or being rejected, and just being scared of things that are inevitably going to happen and should happen if I want to grow. Like, if I want to get better, then I should be okay with someone being mean to me. I should be okay if someone does be like say no to me or something. Like, it's not the end of the world. I can work from that point and move forward, you know? So the thing I wrote here, yeah, be okay with rejection and failure. It is not personal, and I have to learn to build some thick skin, because again, if you take every tiny little comment as a personal attack, it's not a personal attack. It's usually a reflection of the other person themselves. Like when you're in a bad mood and you talk to someone kind of rude, and then you realize, why am I acting this way? It's a reflection of you. That other person didn't do anything, you know? So it's the same way, but roles reversed. So I wrote about just basically getting out of your comfort zone. Another thing I did, which again might not seem big to a lot of people, but it is big to me. I go to Canada's Wonderland. It's an amusement park here in Canada, and I usually never take the big rides, like ever. Like my tolerance for rides, it grew over time. I have funny stories about this. It grew over time. I liked simple small rides. As a kid, I would just do that all throughout like middle school to high school. I would just take like the small, easy to medium rides. Then I started pushing myself to medium rides. Backlot is my favorite ride. If you know that one, it's super fast. It's just so fun. But then I started pushing myself to try more things, and it wasn't that bad. I realized, okay, I'm still kind of safe. I haven't died yet, and I'm kind of having some fun. So I like rides like Shockwave was one of the new ones I tried. I love Shockwave too. It's so much fun. You're just literally just flipping, and yeah, it's so much fun. And then Drop Tower also freaks me out a lot, but it's still fun. It's not that bad, but it's still fun. You just go all the way to the top and, you know? But there's this ride called Nightmares. I don't know what this video is, but there's this ride called Nightmares where it goes like this and then it rotates like this, and you don't wear seatbelts. So one time when I was a kid, I went on that ride and I was like so scared because I saw that there were no seatbelts. I literally started crying. And I wasn't that young. I literally started crying. I was like, get me off this ride. I don't want to do this. So from going from that kid to, yes, when did I go? A few days ago. To pushing myself, and guess what ride I went on? The Behemoth. And it's like one of those big rides that just goes, ooh, 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 ooh. I forced myself to go on that ride. I stood in that line for 1 hour. I think that helped me mentally prep myself. But then when I got up there, I started freaking out a little bit. And I was like, I felt like tears just like coming, like forming right here. And I was like, do I really want to do this? But then I forced myself. I got on that ride. It was so freaking high, and then it just dropped. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. See, it wasn't that scary. And again, I am still here. I did not die. So it's tiny little things like that where you have irrational fears that just freak you out for absolutely no reason, that you don't try pushing yourself or trying something new. And I tried something new, and it made me feel better, and it made me feel like I can do more as well. And that's a thing that we all need to do. Life isn't always going to be that easy though, where you keep pushing yourself and then everything's just going to be working out for you. Things are going to suck, and that's the point. You want it to suck because you can grow from that. Let's see what else I wrote down. So I'll have like this whole big journal that has like literally all of my thoughts in it. It's like therapy for me, just to like write down my stuff, my thoughts, what's going on in my brain, and then get it out of here, because sometimes when those thoughts are just pending in your head and you don't have like nowhere to put them, write it down. Write it down. I hear the bugs. You know what they're doing. So I wrote here a thing. Let's see if I can show it. Stop being a victim. Now we all have this mentality where we think everything bad is just happening to us. Life sucks. Everything bad that can happen is just happening to us. Like I am the victim. Like, you don't say that stuff to yourself. Like, I'm saying like 100 times in that sentence. I need to stop. Stop being the victim means stop thinking that everything bad just happens to you, and that this is not a normal experience, because it is a normal experience. Everybody goes through something that'll make them feel like crap. And that's okay, because that's normal. You're normal. But taking that pain and then like making yourself like this, like just feeling like, oh my god, everything sucks for me, the world is so bad, blah 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 blah, it's really bad and it really hinders you. Obviously there are stuff that where being the victim is actually like, if it's like a really bad thing that has happened to you, then I understand from that point of view it's different. But if we take tiny little things that happen to us and then we just start saying, oh, okay, life sucks for me, I don't want to do anything, I'm just gonna sit in this and sit in this sadness and this bubble for like forever, like that's not gonna help yourself. Yeah, you can sit in it, but you sit in it to reflect on it, to learn from it, and then to push yourself and grow from it. If you keep saying stuff don't work out for me, life sucks, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing, you're not helping yourself. Again, I don't have like an example for this, or do I? When you have a victim mentality, you're basically just trying to get out of doing the hard work. And if you try to get out doing the hard work so that you live an easy life right now, you're gonna have a harder life later on in life. You're gonna have a harder life because you're not putting in the work right now. And this is a thing I've heard people say as well too. If you put in the hard work now, life will get easy for you later. But if you try to take life easy right now, later on in life is when it's gonna get hard for you. So you have to like push yourself. Again, I'm not 100% like doing my best either. I'm still trying. I'm trying to do little tiny things I would never usually do, but I'm trying to do it. Like I went to the gym for the first time as well, and it was different for me. Again, I was scared. I had some gym anxiety. Okay, it is gym anxiety that I had, but it wasn't that bad. Again, when I went inside, I realized that people are just looking at themselves, working out on themselves, and I went with my sister too, so it wasn't too terrible. But I realized I still need to push myself in that aspect. Like I don't go consistently to the gym. Sometimes I just do it at home. Sometimes I don't do it as much as I want to. And I've never gone to the gym alone either. So there's still a lot of things that I need to work on and push myself on. But that's what building your confidence and building your independence and building your self-esteem is. You're making these promises to yourself of things you want to do, and then you do them. But it's hard. So I'm reading this book. It is called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Bleep. And it's a really good book. I would recommend that you read this. It's by Mark Manson. Mark Manson. You wrote a good book. This book really just gets you out of your head, because it just makes you think, like, why are you caring so much about things that actually don't matter or will not affect you, or you're letting them affect you when they shouldn't affect you. And then there was also this thing that the book said where in order to get motivated, you gotta take action. And that action will motivate you, which will inspire you. I'm trying to find, yeah. So action creates inspiration, which creates motivation. And the motivation, again, creates more action, which creates more inspiration, which creates more motivation. So it's literally this: action, inspiration, motivation. Just do something, the rest will follow, literally. Just do anything. The thing is, I feel like also this is a very broad video. I'm just talking about everything. But we spend a lot of our times just consuming so much content, consuming so much that we literally, the reason that we don't do these things that we need to be doing for ourselves is because we just sit down, we're internalizing everything a lot, we're just consuming so much, we're not trying to proactively go for something or try doing something or doing something. And again, this is a message to myself too, because I literally do these things to myself as well. So I need to constantly be reminding myself that I can do this. It's not that scary or hard, and I need to push myself. But basically, just take action. Just do anything. Like, here I am recording another video. Like, I told myself I was going to do this multiple times in my head for the past few months, and then I'm like, you know what, I feel okay right now. I think I look good, so that's usually something that hinders me from recording. And I'm like, I don't have like something I want to talk about, but I'm talking about something right now. So here's my iPad. I hit the record button and now I'm talking. So that's literally it. This is, again, a whole video just talking about pushing yourself, making that change, doing something that you wouldn't normally do. And that's when life starts to feel good, because again, in this book over here, it basically also says that once you start doing things, when you're doing things, I'm butchering it, but when you're doing actions and taking steps and doing things, I just scratched myself. When you're doing things, this is when you're, okay, Orooj, cut this out. I literally can't talk right now. When you're doing things is when life gets interesting. When you have problems and you're in the progress of solving them, that is what makes life life, and what makes life worth living. The journey, not the destination. The destination just is so that you know where you're headed to, but the journey is part of life that you should be working on and enjoying. Solving your problems is how you enjoy life and find that fulfillment. And honestly, it's very true. It is very true, because that's when you feel like you're actually doing something with your life. But I just wanted to talk about this, and again, just talking, just reminding myself that you can do this. You freak yourself out for no reason. You literally just have to get up and just do it. I know sometimes you feel kind of meh. Help yourself do things that make you feel good. Find joy in life and do the hard things, because your life will get easier, because you can handle anything that comes your way then. Yeah, that's literally it. So anybody who's watching this, if you guys enjoyed this video or got anything from it, I would appreciate that you just hit the thumbs up button, or like just comment something down below if you learned something. I literally have been blabbing for so long, but that's okay, because this video, again, if no one else is watching, I'm keeping it for me. Orooj, you got this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one, whenever that is, who knows. But yeah,